Success is balancing the four pillars of life, which is health, wealth, love, and happiness. And for you to be truly successful, you actually need to balance all four. Because think about it. What if you have $200 million, but you're on your deathbed and they tell you, hey, if you give me X amount of money, you can live another 20, 30 more years. Chances are you would give up the money. Why? Because health is everything. If you don't have health, you don't have anything. Okay? And it's the same with maybe love. What good is all the money in the world if you don't have anybody around you that loves you? It just wouldn't make sense. So that's why it's so important for you to try to balance all four of them, right? And I was able to really dial down on the health aspect. And I found what really, really works. It doesn't matter whether you're a busy professional or not. It works. And on my Instagram, every single day, I share the process, right? It starts with the early wake up. It starts with reading. It starts with then going on gratitude walks with my dog. If you don't have a dog, you can just think about 3 things you're grateful for. Then after that, it's smashing the workout. And then after that, it's reading and writing, meditating. It's a lot that goes into it, but it's very simple. And if you have a strong morning process, you're going to be able to execute on all of them. But again, the reason why it's so important and you do it even though you don't want to is because it sets everything else up. In my opinion, if you really dial down on the health aspect, you are then going to be able to translate that discipline into other areas of life. Let's just say that you want to start a business. Well, if you have discipline with yourself, you can then transfer that discipline and then bring it into launching maybe a personal brand, your personal business, if it's a more traditional business, right? But think about it. If I didn't have the discipline that I established working out and being able to eat cleaner and whatnot, I wouldn't have the discipline to be able to do this now and consistently pump out content, right? So again, if you're not sure where to start, the health aspect is something that is so easy to execute on because, it's your body. Nobody can tell you you can't move your body. You can't work out. They're not going to do that. But anyway, going back to the point, you can transfer that discipline into other areas of life. So that's why, in my opinion, it really starts with the health. And that's why I really, really dialed down on the health. And now I help teach other people how I did it in terms of, again, the morning process and just making sure that I am optimized. Because listen, I'm a competitor. I love to compete, but I'm more so competing against myself from years ago or like me from yesterday. But as a competitor, it is in your best interest when you're a competitor to have an edge over somebody else. And that edge, in my opinion, comes from making sure that you are optimized. Now, what do I mean by that? To be optimized means that you're efficient and you're just really on point. And my process truly optimizes you to be able to execute to another level. So if every single day you wake up before 5, you're already working when other people are sleeping. And if you are able to put in more work because other people are sleeping, that puts you ahead. It puts you maybe a step forward. And if you would then take it a step further and then make sure you clean up maybe your diet, make sure that you're not eating so many processed foods and you're getting more foods that are wholesome, you have more energy throughout the day. So even though you woke up early, some people are like, oh, I would be tired. Yeah, because you eat trash. If you're eating trash, then of course you're going to be tired by 12 o'clock if you wake up at 4 or 4:30. But if you are eating wholesome foods and you're giving your body wholesome sources of energy, then you are going to be able to continue to push through the day. And again, it's about being competitive. I love being competitive. And to me, to be competitive, you try to get an edge. Think about the greats, like for example, like Kobe. Kobe got so many workouts in. Why? Because he knew that if he put in more time, he would get more results. And it's the same thing for you. If you put in more time than the other person next to you, then you are going to get more results. Most people are not willing to wake up early and put in the time. But if you put in the time by getting up early and then actually doing something with that time, then you are going to get ahead. And that's what's important. You getting closer and closer and closer to those goals. Because if you make these goals right now, it's the middle of November. Some people it's like, oh, new year, new me. That season's about to start again. Guess what? A lot of people, new year, new me, and then they're in the same spot. It's November, and why? Because they stop thinking about their goal. And again, it's all there's a lot that goes to it, but wake up early, make sure you read and you feed the mind, and then everything else will just mount. It's just the compound. The compound effect is extremely powerful. And if you haven't read that book, The Compound Effect, I forgot the author, but if you haven't read that book there is just phenomenal. It'll blow your mind and take you to the next level. Let's get it, guys. It's go time.